The new season is here on World of Tanks console, and today we're going to have a sneak peek at the content, have a look at all of the information that we've been given as part of this World of Tanks update news video with the timestamps attached as well, and we'll be able to go through all of the information as well as have some gameplay showcasing kind of the new content within the garage, and then we'll do some videos coming up in the next couple of days, so stay tuned for those regarding the new Tiger tank and a couple of the other premiums that came out with the season pass that we'll be having a look at, and today's video will go over what levels you need to be to get those and a brief overview of the statistics. So first things first, what came out with this new update? Well, we have quite a lot, and I mean, obviously with the start of a new season there is typically a lot of content, but this update is massive in terms of what it's providing everyone, whether you play Cold War, whether you play World War II, whatever game mode you're playing, you've got a lot of stuff coming in. And I guess what we'll start off with is the new map. It is Great Wall. This is a map that's on PC, and it's actually called Empire's Border. You'll be able to kind of know it from these screenshots. It's been in World of Tanks but console before, obviously before update 6.0 when they removed a lot of the maps and they were updating them for the new graphics engine, and this is basically what it looks like in game. A couple of screenshots here that you can have a look at, and yeah, it's a very nice map. It's kind of got stuff for everyone. Is it the best map in the game? No, but it certainly has a little bit for everyone, and of course you'll be getting used to that. Maybe I'll do a map video on this map to showcase how not to suck at it, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Obviously what we've got as well is the commander customization that goes on with this new update. So we're actually seeing some brand new content with the commanders where you can, I say new, but it's stuff we've had before, but they've brought it back and probably in a better fashion, to be honest. So what can you do? Well, when you go onto your commander now, you can see your commander logo. You will have the ability to now choose customize. So once you go on to customize, we'll take a look in the actual gameplay in a little bit. But essentially you can change the name, you can change the voice of your commander, you can also swap the skills of your commander to something else within the game. So you can actually swap what you've got in terms of your skills within the game as well. So that's really, really good. We'll get into that actually in the gameplay though, and I'll show you how that actually works. Now we also have the multi-weapon system which is in the game, and there is quite a bit on this multi-weapon system that you could have seen in the previous video that we've got on the channel, and you can have a look about 2 days backwards and you'll see that as part of the new season video, and that basically covers these vehicles which have the ability to swap between a missile and also a standard ammo. So you're basically firing continuously with both rounds, so you can reload one whilst firing the other. It's basically like an additional way of playing the Cold War tanks. I don't know whether this will come into World War II. I think Wargaming did say that they'll be looking into it, but that's something we'll have to wait for. Now, obviously this season, as with all of them, spans about 2 months, so we're going to have a very long season. Once again, Wargaming kind of lengthening the season, so you've got about 10 weeks to be able to complete this, which means that if you play the game just even a little bit over that period of time, you're probably going to be able to get to season rank 100. Don't forget, with the season pass, once you kind of over level yourself, so if you get to level 125, you don't get any extra rewards except from when you reach level 125, at which point you'll get extra XP for the rest of the season. So if you get to, I think, 125 level, you get 25% extra silver, which is nice, and at some point as well you'll also get 25% more XP every single game. So it works in the same way as premium account, so effectively you can have premium account and like basically for 75% of the extra XP instead of just the 50% of your standard XP. So obviously, you're going to be getting more silver if you do reach season rank 100, which is really, really good. Now, not only that, we've got the free Red Tigers starter pack, which you will be able to actually get your hands on, and this is basically a free booster for anyone that logs in this season. You can just go to the store and you'll be able to get it. This includes 3 days of premium, 5 times 2 silver boosts, 5 times 3 vehicle XP boosts, and 5 times 4 commander XP boosts. So really nice. Obviously, we've got the new Czechoslovakian Tier 7 Tiger, which we'll have a look at in a second. We've got the new WZ-11166, which is a Eastern Alliance heavy tank even, which you'll be able to get within the game. This is what it looks like. We'll have a look at that as well. We've also got the keycard refresh, which we can have a look at here, which is essentially Wargaming's way of kind of getting rid of some of the tanks that were previously in the list of tanks available from your keycards. You can see here, this is the top secret key card, and these are the tanks that you could get as a possible reward from opening any key card. So you can see here, it's not necessarily the best lineup that I've seen, but there are a couple of okay ones in there. So make sure that you're trying to do as many long hauls throughout the period of this kind of season, and you'll be able to get your hands on hopefully a couple of top secret key cards, and if not, you'll get a decent amount of confidential and classified key cards in there with it, with the potential of getting some premium tanks. So that's always good. Now, moving forward, we have the Tanks Reforged and On Track event here, which is for the E100, and the E100 is a tank that has kind of been on the back burner within World of Tanks, and you'll notice that actually this has got some sizable buffs, and I mean sizable buffs to the E100 here. You've now got 270mm of turret frontal armor, which means the front of your turret, no genius there. So an extra 20mm go to 270, which will probably make it slightly better, especially when you start to angle the turret, making it a lot harder for those high penetration rounds to be able to go just simply go through the front of your tank regardless of what angle you were using. So that may not be you may be able to actually angle in the E100 now as opposed to what it was previously. We've also got buffs to the aim time of both the 15cm and the 12.8, with the 12.8 getting a buff to its reload. So you probably want to actually try out the 12.8 with this. 12.5 second reload, 550 alpha, I think the 12.8 gets, but you'll have to kind of fact check me on that. I know the 15 gets 750. So this is quite nice for the E100, no buffs to mobility, etc. Just purely the frontal turret armor and also the aim time and reload of the couple of different guns. Now, following that kind of trend, you also get the Tier 9 E75, which has got massive buffs, really, comparatively to what it previously had, where now you can get better turret armor on both the stock turret, the kind of guns as you go through, get better DPM and reload, and you can see the second turret has a boost up from 252mm of frontal turret armor all the way up to 265, so this is quite a big jump actually. Only 13mm, but that at tier 9 is actually very good for the turret armor, so that's looking really nice. You've also got buffs to the DPM, which means E75 could be one of the best tier 9 heavies once again, and with the reload coming down to that much, this really is looking like one I need to jump into and have a go, since it's been so long since I had the E75, and I think one of my best games I've ever had with like 9,000 damage was on Great Wall in the E75, so maybe we can try and recreate that. Obviously, as with the previous, we've got the Tiger 2 where you basically get turret upgrades here. I'll stop right here on this so you can pause the video if you want to have a look at the Tiger 2 stats, what's actually changed. Essentially, the rundown reload's gone down, which means that you'll be dealing more damage in a shorter period of time, which is nice. The turret armor has also got buffed massively on the second turret. Jeez, 185mm all the way up to 245, so this is looking pretty strong. The armor of the Tiger 2 is looking like it might actually work within the game now. So yeah, looking interesting to maybe try out this entire tank line. I have unlocked all of them, so I may be able to do a video. Just need to save up those silver to be able to actually pay for all of these tanks again. We've got the Tiger 1 here, basically got similar sort of buffs, etc. You've got better accuracy on the derp gun, you've got better penetration on the 8.8, the turret has also got buffed as well. You're seeing the 10.5 getting better accuracy, and also the 8.8 on the top gun of the Tiger, basically getting reduced increased penetration values, geez, and also getting a DPM nerf going from 5.5 seconds to 5.6, so you're dealing less damage per minute, which for a tier 7 heavy tank to be dealing 2,400 DPM. Yeah, the Tiger was definitely one of the more broken DPM heavy tanks within the game. Maybe not in all other regards, but yeah, the DPM was outrageous, really. Then we have the VK360H. I won't go into the low tier stuff, you know, they're pretty much following the same sort of trends. You can pause them as and when you need to. And basically, that's it for the actual standard tech tree tanks. We've also got buffs to the German tier 8 King Tiger, same as what like the actual Tiger 2 got from the game. And the Tiger 1 Hammer getting the kind of mantler and armor buffs. And then obviously the Smooth Man, the mercenary tank, getting a little buff to its view range and also its health as well. So there we go. And with all on-track events, we have from the 15th to the 1st of March, you will get a 25% XP bonus to all of the tanks that we just mentioned. So you'll be able to grind through that line if you haven't got the E100 already. Or alternatively, if you're looking to just purchase those tanks again, you will have a 50% silver discount to purchase between tiers 3 and 6 and 30% between tiers 7 and 10. So that's looking really, really good for anyone grinding through these German tech tree tanks. Now then, let's get into a bit of the video which is very, very controversial for World of Tanks console. It wouldn't be like Wargaming to kind of come out with this pretty decent update and bundle it with something that is just a bundle of terribleness, which is basically, if we skip forward, the G.I. Joe Mega Bundle. To those of you who maybe have a keen eye and you've literally glossed over this for half a second, you'll have noticed that there is a bundle right here, the G.I. Joe Mega, for 72,000 gold. Well, just under 71,860 gold for this bundle. Now, I did a quick little off the top of my head calculation, and if you were to purchase the most amount of gold, which is 24,000, costing you, I think, £69.99, you're looking at actually getting this bundle for a grand total with a 5% saving as well. So you're feeling really, really happy about this if you did purchase it. But yeah, it's going to look at possibly paying £180, and for those of you in America, which I'm pretty sure quite a lot of you are, that's over $230 to purchase a tank bundle within World of Tanks. Now, yes, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tanks within the game for for 180 quid. I mean, yeah, what a ridiculous pricing for this bundle. Obviously, I think it's to do with the fact that they're licensed content. So, you know, probably the license people want to basically get a commission off of the price of all of these. And Wargaming obviously like the fact that they can market it at such a high price. But yeah. What do you think of 72,000 gold for one singular bundle? I think that is ludicrous. The fact that they think anyone is actually going to spend 180 quid for all of this, half of it being pretty mediocre, pointless stuff really in the form of these commanders, etc. Unbelievable. This is just something I deplore. I do not like it. It is terrible for the game. It's terrible for anyone that actually purchases this and realizes what they've done after maybe they didn't realize that this wasn't a good bundle, and that people maybe fall into the trap of buying it thinking, oh, I've just started this game, you know, I could play this for years. I'm going to purchase this bundle, and then and then they realise that it's pretty terrible, and when like a year down the line they go, why the hell did I spend that on that? Yeah, hopefully no one makes the mistake. Hopefully you guys know or have a little bit of sense about you to not pay Wargaming £180 for a couple of tanks within a virtual game that literally costs them nothing to be able to actually make once they've actually made them. Yeah, just unbelievable. Obviously the pricing of these goes down, but still 35,000 silver for a couple of tanks, broken. But there we go. Hopefully you can get this out to your friends. Make sure that they don't go out and purchase these bundles unless they literally have like money to waste. But yeah, there's much better things you can purchase within the game, and you'd be better off just literally purchasing the tanks that you want within the game for the amount of gold that they're offering, rather than purchasing them all for such a high price. Not worth it in my opinion. But there we go. On a more positive note, if you did purchase the Cobra Arctic Hiss within World of Tanks, you'll be able to now fire both the missiles and the actual gun in succession, where you will be able to make the use of the feature of the multiple weapon system, which is really, really good. So you can simultaneously fire both kind of weapons at the same time. So that's really, really good for anyone that did purchase that tank right back when World of Tanks kind of modern armor got released. So there we go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Obviously, we've had the update notes for February. I think at this point in the video, we are going to jump onto the actual game. We're going to showcase some of the content that you'll be wanting to have a look at, and of course, look at those new tanks that got released as well. Jumping into the actual game, we have, of course, got the Tiger 1A18, which is, of course, the Czechoslovakian heavy tank at tier 7, and this is looking to be an interesting one since it has basically a 3-shot autoloader. If we take a look at the actual modules itself, there will be a full review of this tank coming very, very soon in the next couple of days, and you can see here we have the upgraded kind of look at the statistics in-game, where you can see kind of all of the various different things within the game, and you can see how equipment will actually change the tank itself. You can see here when we look at the actual gun, 3 shots per clip, 1.33 second intra-clip reload, which is, as with all of the Czechoslovakian tanks, really, really good. And you've also got 0.36 accuracy with 110 alpha damage. Now that is not the highest alpha damage you'll be seeing, that's for sure, but yeah, so 178mm of penetration means that you'll be able to go through pretty much everything you're coming up against, even at tier 9. You know, when you load the premium in this thing, it's going to be fine to come up against them. And although you are only dealing 330 alpha damage with all 3 shots landing and penning, this could certainly be a tank that's going to be interesting for those of you who like your autoloaders, especially if you like the Tiger tanks as well. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow or the next day and give you a full rundown of the tank, how you can play it and how you can actually get involved, and whether you should actually spend your money on it, more importantly. Hopping over to the Cold War game mode, we have the other new tank, which is the WZ-1166, and this is of course the first kind of Chinese tank within a World of Tanks console modern armor, and you'll be able to actually play this within the game now if you do purchase it. It costs 8,500 if you do want to purchase it yourself. Of course, this is basically a tank that has the Red Tiger skin. You'll be able to unlock that, I believe, during the Season Pass. So this is of course the Season Pass tank, and this is exactly what it looks like within the game with that new skin. So it looks really, really nice. Definitely a tank that I'm looking forward to actually getting my hands on, giving a go in Cold War, and seeing whether it really can stack up, of course, against some of the other tanks like the NM116, which is probably one of my favourite Cold War tanks within the game. You can see here the WZ-390 Alpha, pretty much the same as something like an IS-3 within the game and Era 1, so it's looking pretty interesting. Good penetration, good alpha damage, decent speed. You're looking, you know, a fairly average heavy tank within the game mode. Whether or not it will kind of stack up against the Era 1 tanks that we already have, premium versions like the Centennial, the T95E3 and the NM116. There's a few more, of course, that you can obviously check out as well. But yeah, I'm interested to see how this kind of picks up and fares within the game. Obviously, we can have a look at the statistics of the vehicle. It will give you a 160% silver bonus down in the bottom left of the stat screen there, which is a nice kind of feature within the new kind of featured screen, I guess, which is going to be good. And 160% silver in Cold War is really, really good because, yeah, Cold War earns a ridiculous amount of money anyway. Now then, having gone over the actual Season Pass tanks themselves, let's have a look at what else you can get as part of the Season Pass. And whilst we're talking about it, let's get the Season Pass itself as well. So we're going to go with the Ultimate Season Pass. You know how it is. We are, of course, going to pick up the Tiger 1 MIT 75 Skoda here right now on screen. We obviously already have it, but it's a GIF, so we'll just purchase that right now, and yeah, hopefully see what else we can get within the game. So we purchased it here. You can see obviously everything that you get with it. You get the skin, you get the commander, and of course you get season points. You know, for most people, whether you'd want to go with this depends entirely on whether you want the new tank within the game, and yeah, alternatively just go with the normal season pass. You'll still have a decent amount of fun just grinding through that. It's just whether or not you want to kind of progress a little bit faster, get that commander, etc. Within the game. But without further ado, let's look at the actual Season Pass tiers. We've obviously skipped a load of tiers because that's what you get with the Ultimate Season Pass. But you can see from Tier 1, obviously you're getting Silver, you're getting XP boosters, Gold. And one thing I really do want to push home within this videos is that you can earn your Gold back throughout the entirety of the season as you go through. So what I mean by that is that the Gold drops here, 180 Gold, 100 Gold. You know, as you go through, you can actually earn over 2,000 Gold. So if you're just going for the base season pass within the game each season, you will be able, as long as you get to level rank 100 or at least the maximum gold, which is level 96, you'll be able to earn your gold back. Plus, don't forget that you'll get top secret key cards, you'll get all of the different key cards as well as you go through. Which means in the grand scheme of things, you're going to earn well over the gold required for you to be able to fully kind of earn your money back. So actually probably by rank like 60, you'll have earned your gold back from this season, which is really, really good. Let's have a look at the most notable kind of tiers. They don't really get kind of interesting until you reach rank 50, I believe, which is where you get the first commander within the game. So this is a commander. Obviously, it is one you have to purchase the season pass for. It's not a free commander, and that will unlock you Zhang Chen, which is kind of the first major drop. Obviously then a couple tiers later at level 54 you unlock the free Tiger 1 hammer, which was available a long time ago, and we did a video on that when it first got released like 5 years ago probably now, and that was an interesting one to have a look at. Yeah, the hammer's still really good within the game. It's got a buff as with the Tigers as well, so yeah, you'll be able to get that as part of the season pass. So it's a free tier 7 German premium tank within World of Tanks. Then, of course, a couple tiers later, well, next tier, you get the confidential key card, which guarantees you at least 150 gold plus a chance at premiums. Then you go through, you get in the 100 gold, and as you go through, you know, you've got tons and tons of silver, and I cannot implore you how much it is worth actually getting the season pass as long as you actually play the game. There's no reason you wouldn't get it if you really do avidly play the game and you want to progress as fast as possible within the game itself. Now, classified keycard level 70, yeah, you can get as well within the game, so that is a decent one. I think it guarantees you like 300 gold from the key card itself, plus you can get more gold. You can get up to like 1,000 I believe with this, and you can also get a premium tank as well, 10% chance at a premium tank. And then moving forward, level 75, we've got Ling Zhao, which is also another commander. It's free, you don't have to purchase a season pass as long as you get to season rank 75. And then you've got the Jagdtiger 8.8, which is of course a premium tank that's been in the game a long time. And yeah, I don't actually have it myself because it's a very mediocre premium tank. I don't know how it's faring after the recent buffs to the German tank destroyer line, but I guess that's something you can kind of leave in the comment section down below and let me know whether you still think the Jagdtiger 88 is actually good within the game, or if it's never been good within the game, which I think is more the case for that tank. But oh well, it's a free World War II premium that I would like to get my hands on. Moving forward, once again, we've got the confidential keycard and top secret keycard at level 90, which are the kind of final rewards other than the rank 100 rewards, which grant you actual decent content. And then moving forward, as talked about, we get the tier 100 rewards, which will give you the T-72U, which is a premium Cold War vehicle that was released at the beginning of Modern Armour. Actually, it's a really strong premium tank, and I kind of don't like the fact that they're actually giving this out for free, considering a lot of people paid for it at the beginning, and they paid quite a hefty chunk of money as well. So the fact that they release it as a free tank this close, or not that long down the line, is a little bit annoying, I suppose, for anyone that actually purchased it. And then we get the other Cold War content at level 100 if you purchase the Season Pass, which is, of course, the WZ-111-66, which is a tank that you can have a look at, obviously, in a video coming very, very soon. So let me know what you actually think about the Season Pass, and we'll get on to some of the other content changes that came within the game. And let's have a look at one of the first ones, which is, of course, the equipment, and it's showing within the statistics tab. You'll actually see the different changes as per the equipment that you've put on your tank, and so they actually reflect what you've actually put on the tank now, which is always really, really good. So you'll see the differences in kind of the base values as opposed to just having no equipment on the tank at all, which is really, really good. Obviously we're seeing a lot of other changes as well to kind of some of the layouts, a little bit of visual changes here and there, and I'm sure many of you will have spotted that. And I think let's move on to one of the biggest things, which is the customization of the commanders, whereby you can actually swap the skills of your tank to a various different tanks within the game. Let's pick a commander for our tank right here. Let's pick this one. We'll just swap that over. You can see here we've got the skills, and we can actually swap the skills between the commanders that you actually own, which is really, really good. And essentially you've also got the fact that you can customize, which you can see, you can change the name. I've obviously had them changed previously before this kind of update came out, because I'm kind of before update 6.0 where you could already do this. And of course you can change all of the various different kind of nationality crew voices that you could possibly want within the game, which is interesting to see. You know, you can pick whatever you fancy, and it's not that expensive to do so. So yeah, definitely worth it if you're interested in your actual skills themselves. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, as for kind of the skill swap, what you can do within the game, let's assign a skill right here, adding 6 cents to this commander. It's only a 1 skill commander, but what you can do, for example, is press the X button, and you can swap it to any commander you like within your World of Tanks, and that will allow you to basically swap the skills between the two commanders, which is good. We'll just pick a random one here. Let's pick, for example, this commander, this one here. Let's pick this one. So swap skills, and that will basically mean that we get no skills on this commander, and it will have changed on the other commander, which should be here somewhere. There we go. You know, 6 cents to swap to this commander. All it did was charge me some silver. So there you go. Hopefully that was interesting for you guys to have a look at, and hopefully you kind of like the fact that we do have this now within the game, and you know, you can swap your kind of skills between the commanders. Maybe you had a couple of skills that you just didn't want on a specific crew. Maybe you've had them hanging around, and maybe you want to swap them to a different nation. You can do that now, and it will cost you silver to be able to do that within the game. So really, really good. All you have to do, literally pick the commander, press X or square on PlayStation, find the commander that you want to swap your crew skills for. It will cost you, dependent on whether they're the same nation, whether they're a different nation, a different amount of silver, and you'll be able to do that, as you can see here. And also depends on the amount of skills that your commander has been kind of got as well on them. As you can see, you know, 45,000 if we want to swap these crew skills between the two. So yeah, a really, really good addition to the game. Hopefully you kind of enjoy that as well. And you can also see here on this screen all of the different challenges that we've got within the kind of season as well. So if we have a look at the more challenges, we have the February challenge, of course, for getting the premium tank this month. We've also got challenges for the France, where you basically have to play French tanks, medium tank mastery to get a ton of extra content as well, which will give you silver. You can see here playing in medium tanks, and of course the on-track event to the E100 and long haul, which you'll want to be doing for those key cards that you hopefully had a look at in the previous bit of the video. And of course your daily challenges that you want to make sure you complete all of, and your week 1 challenges, which you want to complete if you want to get to the top tier of the season pass as quickly as possible. It's been a very, very long video. Hopefully everything has been covered as to this kind of content and all of the kind of update news and everything like that. If you have any questions, if you have any queries, if you want to let Wargaming know exactly what you want in the next update, make sure to leave it all in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for the new tank gameplay coming very, very soon on the channel in the next couple of days, looking at Tiger 1 A18 and the WZ-111-66 coming in the next couple of days as well. So there we go. Hopefully you did enjoy, and I hope you'll join me back in the next one. Goodbye.